Part 1. The legend begins. The night air hung heavy with silence, broken only by the distant whisper of wind, weaving through the skeletal trees lining the lonely road. The moon cast a ghostly glow, illuminating a narrow, twisting path known to locals as Dead Man's Curve. Legend says this cursed bend has claimed more lives than any other stretch of road in the region. They say the accident rate there is no accident at all, but the work of restless spirits trapped in eternal torment. On that cold autumn evening, a young man named Jack sped down the road in his old pickup, headlights cutting through the thick fog. His heart pounded with a reckless thrill, unaware of the eyes watching him from the shadows. As the engine roared, the eerie stillness seemed to deepen. Somewhere ahead, a faint whisper floated on the wind, a warning, or perhaps a call. Jack's grip tightened on the wheel, unaware that crossing Dead Man's Curve tonight would change his life forever. Part 2. The haunting presence. A fog thickened, wrapping around the truck like cold fingers, muffling the hum of the engine and the crunch of gravel beneath the tires. Jack's breath came in shallow gasps, the air inside the cabin growing inexplicably cold. Outside, the trees seemed to lean closer, their twisted branches scratching at the windshield like desperate hands. Somewhere in the distance, the faint sound of footsteps echoed, slow, deliberate, and coming closer. Jack's eyes darted to the side mirror, catching a glimpse of a pale figure standing at the edge of the road. A child? A woman? The shadow was indistinct, but its eyes glowing red, burning with a silent fury. Suddenly, the radio crackled to life with a burst of static, followed by a chilling voice whispering, "Turn back before it's too late." Heart racing, Jack slammed on the brakes, but the tires skidded helplessly toward the curve. The legend was real, and tonight it was hunting. Part 3. The fatal turn. Jack's hands trembled as he gripped the steering wheel, his knuckles white under the dim glow of the dashboard. The eerie whisper from the radio still echoed in his mind, chilling him to the bone. The curve ahead loomed out of the fog like a monstrous beast waiting to devour. The headlights barely cut through the mist, revealing twisted trees clawing at the sky, their branches like skeletal fingers. Suddenly, the truck's engine sputtered, stalling mid-curve. The wheels locked, and the vehicle began to slide, helplessly spiraling toward the steep drop that legend warned about. Jack's breath hitched as he fought to regain control, but the icy grip of fear froze his movements. Just as the truck teetered on the edge, cold hand gripped his shoulder. Jack spun around. There was no one there. Yet, the weight remained, pressing down like a nightmare made flesh. In that moment, the screams of past victims filled the air, a cacophony of agony and warning. The curse of Dead Man's Curve was not just a story, it was a sentence. Part 4. The Haunting Truth. The truck shuddered violently, teetering on the edge of the abyss. Jack's heart pounded like a drum in his chest as the cold hand's grip tightened, chilling his skin through the thin fabric of his shirt. Panic surged through him. His eyes darted wildly, searching for any sign of rescue or escape. Suddenly, the headlights flickered, casting eerie shadows that danced among the gnarled trees. The fog thickened, swallowing the world outside the truck's fragile shell. Jack's voice caught in his throat as whispers began seeping through the air. Soft at first, then growing louder, as if the restless souls trapped on Dead Man's Curve were speaking directly to him. Turn back, or join us. His hands fumbled for the ignition, but the keys slipped from his grasp, clattering onto the truck's floor. Desperation overwhelmed him. From the corner of his eye, a faint figure emerged, pale, translucent, eyes glowing faintly with an unnatural light. It reached out, beckoning him deeper into the darkness beyond the curve. Jack realized with terror that this was no accident. The legend was alive, and now he was part of it. Part 5. The Final Ride. Jack's breath came in ragged gasps as the ghostly figure drew closer, its hollow eyes locked onto his trembling form. The whispers crescendoed into anguished screams, echoing through the night like the cries of the forgotten. With a surge of will, Jack scrambled for the door handle, yanking it open. The cold night air slammed into him, biting at his skin. He leapt out of the truck just as the tires lost grip and the vehicle plummeted over the cliff with a thunderous crash, swallowed by the darkness below. Jack collapsed on the damp ground, heart racing as silence fell, heavy, oppressive, as if the forest itself held its breath. But the danger was not over. From the shadows, a chilling voice whispered, "You escaped the curve, but you cannot escape us." Jack looked up to see the translucent figures of those who had perished here. Lost souls trapped in an eternal cycle of pain and revenge. Shaking, Jack fled into the night, vowing never to return to the cursed bend. Yet, deep inside, he knew the legend of Dead Man's Curve would haunt him forever. A warning to all who dare to challenge its deadly embrace.